Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Arizona State football predictions for the 2019 college football season. Before I continue, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated if you do that. I have a subscriber goal of 200 subscribers. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber already, you won't regret it. Anyways, Arizona State will go through the pros and cons, best case, worst case scenario, three toughest, three easiest games, and then we'll go through the schedule game by game. I'll tell you which games Arizona State's going to win and lose, give you a score as well, and then give you a final record prediction and conference record prediction. One of a quick note before I continue, don't hold me to the game by game picks and the scores, just hold me to the final record and conference record prediction. Anyways, start off with the pros and cons. Two pros, one con. First pro, Herm Edwards is your first pro, the head coach for Arizona State. He's a pretty good head coach. People were kind of doubting him the first year because he's been out of the game, out of the coaching game for so long, not on the sidelines. He was in a studio at ESPN, actually really talking about NFL really, but he really impressed a lot of people. I think he'll continue to go ahead and impress people even more this year. So Herm Edwards, first pro. Your second pro is the offense. The Arizona State offense is actually pretty good this year. So that's your second pro. One con is the defense. I don't think your defense is terrible, but I don't think your defense is that good. So that's why I went ahead and put that in the con category. Now let's go through your best case and worst case scenario. Here's the schedule right here in front of you. Your best case scenario is 9-3. Let's look at the schedule. At Michigan State, at Cal, at Utah, at UCLA, at Oregon State are your road games. You also get Oregon, Arizona, and Washington State and USC and Colorado at home. I think you lose at least 3 of those games. So that's why I went with your best case scenario 9-3. Worst case scenario 5-7. I don't think you go any worse than 5-7 if you're Arizona State. I just don't see Arizona State being 4-8, 3-9. So that's why I went with 5-7 as your worst case scenario. Your 3 toughest games are Oregon, Michigan State, and Utah. Oregon is projected to possibly win the Pac-12 North and the Pac-12 in general in some people's minds. So that's definitely going to be a tough game. You do get them at home though. Michigan State. Michigan State, you did beat them last year on a last-second field goal, but this year you're playing them in Michigan and East Lansing. Last year the game was in Arizona. This year the game's in Michigan, so that's a tough game. And then Utah, you get them on the road. To me, Utah is basically their division to lose in the Pac-12 South. I think they're the best team in the Pac-12 South. Pac-12 media days, the polls actually came out, and Utah edged out Oregon to win the Pac-12. So that's definitely going to be a tough game there. 3 easiest games. Sacramento State, Kent State, and Oregon State. Sacramento State, FCS opponent. Kent State, terrible team in the MAC. Oregon State, worst team in the Pac-12. You get them on the road before Oregon. Could be a bit of a trap game, but I think they're a pretty easy opponent. Now let's go through the schedule game by game. I'll tell you which games Arizona State's going to win and lose. First game is a Thursday game against Kent State at home. This will be a win, 49-7. Arizona State is just much better than Kent State. Next game is a Friday night game at home against Sacramento State. This will also be a win, 55-7. Arizona State's much better than Sacramento State. And I only heard of Sacramento State before in a movie. I forget the movie's name. Some kid got a scholarship to Sacramento State. It was basically one of those movies where the whole basketball team was failing in high school, and then they turned it around in the classroom and ended up their success came on the court, and they won a state championship. Next game at Michigan State. Last year you beat them on a last-second field goal. I think this will be a close game, but if you already watched my Michigan State football prediction video, you already know who I have in this one. I do have Michigan State winning this game by a touchdown, 20-13. It'll be low scoring. But at the end, I do think Michigan State is a bit better. They're returning 18 out of 21 starters from last season. They're going to be a very experienced team. So give me Michigan State by a touchdown, 20-13. Next game, Colorado. Colorado is a team. They have a new head coach. This game is in Arizona, and Chandler. I do think Colorado will keep this game kind of competitive. But at the end, I will go with Arizona State, 37-21. Next game is a Friday night game on the road against Cal. Cal is a team. They have a very good defense. The offense isn't expected to be better than it was last year. So I went back and forth for this one. I'm gonna say Cal wins this game because it's in Cal. I'm very leery about picking the road team on Thursday and Friday nights. Give me Cal to win this game, 17-13. Next week, you get your first bye week. Every team gets 2 bye weeks because of how the calendar aligns with the schedule. Coming off the bye week, you get Washington State. Washington State is a team that have a very good offense. They will put up points against this Arizona State defense. At Washington State, the defense is coming along, but they're traveling from Pullman, Washington, so basically from Eastern Washington to Phoenix. It's a long trip. You're going across the country, north to south, basically. I think Arizona State's gonna go ahead and get this victory. If you already watched my Washington State football prediction video, you already know who I had in this game. And in fact, I do have Arizona State 48-40. Next game at Utah. Utah. If I already did a prediction video, so you already know who I have in this game. I think this is going to be a good game. I think it might go a bit back and forth some. I think it'll be very competitive, very close. But at the end, I am going to go with Utah in this one, 24-17. I think Utah is just the better team, and the game is in Utah. If this game is in Arizona State, though, I might roll with Arizona State, but I'm going to go with Utah 24-17. Next game at UCLA. UCLA is a team, they're a bit of a wild card this year. Some people think this team's going to win 8 games. Some people think this team's going to win 2 games. Um, by the way, UCLA, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not too high on them. But I did go back and forth with this one. I do think UCLA is going to pull off probably 2 upsets somewhere this year. I think this is going to be one of them. It's on the road for Arizona State. UCLA might be a desperate team. They might still be in bowl contention at this point. Give me UCLA to win this one, 39-35. Then you get your second bye week, and then coming off the bye week, you get USC at home. If you already watched my USC football prediction video, you already know who I have in this game, and you already know that I am not high on USC at all. USC, in my opinion, I think it is an absolute dumpster fire. I think Arizona State takes advantage of this. I think Arizona State runs USC off the field 51-28. And I made the prediction after this game, Clay Helton gets fired, and I'm sticking to that. Next game at Oregon State. Oregon State is a team. The offense is actually going to be kind of decent for them, but the defense is really bad. This is a bit of a trap game, though, for Arizona State. Because it's before playing Oregon and it's on the road. Like you have to go up to Oregon and then you come back to Arizona to play Oregon. I went back and forth with this one, kind of, not really. I went for Arizona State. I think it'll be closer than Arizona State wants it to be, 45-27. Next game, Oregon at home. Oregon is a team, in my opinion. If you already watched our prediction video, I am high on Oregon. Oregon is a team that I think will go into Arizona. Probably a lot of people will pick this one as an upset. As a matter of fact, I've already seen some predictions picking this one as the upset of the year for Arizona State. I think it'll be very close, but I think at the end, Oregon's going to find a way to win it. 40-38, Oregon. Then your final game, in-state rivalry game against Arizona. Last year, you came away with the win on the road in a comeback win at the last second. This year, I think the game's going to be close again like it was last year, but I think you guys defend on the in-state rival, and I think you beat Arizona 41-35. I do think Arizona State is better than Arizona. But anyways, that's my game by game. If you count up all the wins and losses, I have Arizona State going 7-5 with a 5-4 conference record. 7-5 with a 5-4 conference record. Same as last year. I think Arizona State in 2020, I think they'll take a leap or a jump up from 7-5. But overall, I think this year, I do think the schedule is kind of tough. I think Arizona State only goes 7-5 with a 5-4 conference record. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Always like hearing from you all. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. It will be greatly appreciated if you do that. South Carolina tomorrow. So you'll see South Carolina football predictions tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and this is McD the Beast signing off.